I'm not doing anything on your case today because I don't have the proper plaintiff. I don't even know who the plaintiff is, really.
Wow.
I don't know if somebody was trying to slide something past me. That's fine. You
Mm,
can keep trying. It ain't gonna happen.
I know that's right.
And so, I'm gonna be blunt about it. If somebody files a case before me, they don't put the proper name down. They're putting somebody else's name down. I've got to be very suspicious. Real Properties versus Micah Fry.
And I think this is actually Arbor One. The rest of them, I believe, are all the Arbor One cases you wanted me to find out about.
Yeah.
It just changed management, so it still says Beal.
Well, hold on. So I thought about that afterwards. So the four cases that I have that are real properties are really Arbor One.
I think so. Although I have one, I need to grab my phone. One that we emailed a consent judgment in on, where we had the interpreter. I don't know if that was Beal.
I don't. All right, let me just try to get all this clear. All right, there's Mr. Robbins, right? I got you. Okay, just stay right there for a second. And Mr. Fry, you live in Arbor One?
Yes, I do. Correct.
Okay, so that's Arbor One. Mr. Robinson's Arbor. Is there Maisha Sampson, Arbor One? And Majasia. I knew I was going to mess it up. You knew I was going to mess it up. You're just going to want to correct. I got it. Miss Brown. All right. You're also Arbor One. Okay, so we have a problem here because, folks, after the hearing, I was trying to figure out because there's a larger circuit court case and federal court case, right?
Right.
And I was trying to figure out whether or not, I mean, some of these Arbor ones started with me, then they went to the circuit court. Some of them got shipped over, or parts of it got shipped over to federal court. And I'm trying to figure out who can transfer what and where, whether or not the places had certificates of compliance and whether or not I had the proper party. So what I did, counsel, is I emailed Alex Henry at Legal Services regarding Clark Road and Green Road, which I think everybody here is on one of those, right?
Yes, Green Road.
You're green. Got it. Okay. And they told me, I asked whether or not, because I think it was Mr. Robinson that let me know that he was in Arbor One. And I said, oh, well, this pleading, the case looks like it transferred ownership. And I didn't know if they could do that given the state of the apartments. Anyway, that being said. So I asked the question to legal services who was handling it and whether or not there were certificates of compliance. Now, they indicated to me regarding the ownership that the ownership has not changed, but then told me something I didn't know. But as of yesterday, and this was sent to me on April 16th, Beal Properties was no longer managing the company, was no longer the management company for Arbor One, and that the new property management company was Ram Partners. And then there was a notice attached, right? To that. I'm sorry? What do you mean?
To the building immediately.
So do you have keys?
It's not gonna
Oh, dear God.
Took like 40 foot out. Luckily I didn't have my daughter be outside, and it was just random men. I didn't even know if we're able to trust them or to give them the switch off key. I just
Okay.
Yeah, they did switch the keys to the doors to the entrance of the buildings, or the locks rather.
So did you get a key?
Not the key they gave me that I went to the office to get, it did not work. Neither did my old key.
Yours doesn't work? Your works. Okay, so the only people that can get in is Mr. Robbins. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay, so there's that. So there's a different management company.
Can I make a comment on this, please? Because I feel like I'm all.
I know you look like you got a lot to say. Come on up. Yeah, when she gets up here. State your name again for the record.
Monasia Brown.
Okay, what do you want to tell me?
Okay, so about, 2 weeks ago, before the week of April 10th, Jessica Nice was a BO property manager, and she was inside. She's also on my papers for the eviction notice. But with Jessica, I signed this paper stating that due to the eviction notice at 721 West Clark Road, I am making the decision to avoid the eviction process and vacate the unit by May 29th. If anything changes regarding the date I choose to vacate, I will update the leasing office. Jessica put this on the printer. I have an email stating that she will forgive my balance. And then these people just up and left. So I'm talking to RAM and they say, we don't know anything about this. We can't help you.
Yep.
Just pay the balance that is transferred. But I have emails stating that when they fell out of compliance, even the beginning of this year, Jessica confirmed that they fell out of compliance. And I have that in email. Also, when I moved into my unit, I did not have anything new as I was supposed to.
Hold on. All right.
Mhm.
You probably have a lot to tell me about your situation.
Mhm.
Okay. I have and it's not that I don't want to hear it. I've got a bigger problem. Just in
general.
Yeah, because the cases aren't named right. Okay, so let me just finish my point that so I now have RAM partners to the extent the management company has authority to bring cases in their name, which is also rather odd why these weren't brought in the name of Arbor One. But I have a feeling I know why. And I think some people didn't want me to know that they were necessarily Arbor.
Well, I think they took over, Your Honor, on April 17th.
Who?
RAM or
Well, RAM did.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming the people at RAM. I'm saying when these cases initially started coming here, why they weren't titled in the same way that every other Arbor One case comes before the court.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because ownership, to their knowledge, didn't change. These properties are still owned by Arbor One.
Right.
So first is I have the wrong plaintiff on these cases. To the extent that BO Properties had the authority to bring it in their name as opposed to Arbor One, sometimes that happens. That's fine, but now BO Properties is not involved. So I still, even to the extent they had that authority, they're no longer here. So the first thing that happens, and so you four know, I'm not doing anything on your case today because I don't have the proper plaintiff. I don't even know who the plaintiff is, really.
Wow.
Because your cases should have come to the court. If anything I've seen in the last 5 years, 6 years, they should have come in the name of Arbor One or Arbor One West. That's the way those cases have been listed, always. And then I get BO Properties, and it wasn't until somebody said something to me that all of a sudden it dawned on me last time we were here that these are Arbor One. So I don't know why. I don't think, I don't know if somebody was trying to slide something past me. That's fine. You can keep trying. It ain't gonna happen.
I know that's right.
All right. So
Well, I just like to make it clear so these tenants know that was not our office or us that did that. I don't want them to think.
no, and that's fine. And I would agree with you that it was, I can see the pleadings and that was not you guys. I think I know who it was, so I'll deal with them how I gotta deal with them. So then the other part of this is they tell me that the buildings, so 721 Clark, 720 Green, 721 and 723 Green Road
And
either
they made me
have,
move. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
hold on a second, just
Okay.
real quick, I'll hear you, but that
No,
they
take.
have certificates of compliance or temporary certificates of compliance. That's what legal services represented to me. I don't know. But when somebody was issuing something to me, like disguising names, I gotta worry about everything that's going on. All right, Mr. Fry, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say they moved me from 721 and 723 to 720 because Jessica said that they were condemning those. They didn't have compliance to anybody being in those units.
When was that?
Before
Man, I've been here maybe 2 months now. So I
When
was in
was
the
that?
building right next to the office, which is 721.
December of last year to a new unit because they said we had to vacate the other ones and
Right.
Yeah. So that was when all the mess was. Come on.
also the garbage.
Huh?
The garbage.
All right. I hear you. What's your name, ma'am? All right. I want to ask what you did to your hand, but I don't want to know because I don't want to see that guy, whoever you hit. No,
No,
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna hit them at Bill.
All right. So what were you trying to tell me?
They moved people. So I've been there 7 years at 721 West Clark Road. I watched them move people into my building and it wasn't in compliance.
Mm-hmm.
All of the other buildings are empty.
Boarded up.
I've been going through this.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have not driven out there because when the cases left me, I was kind of happy.
I'll be happy when I get all together and out of there. But right now, it's a rush. I'm dealing with this.
Okay.
And they just got to get it right. Like Jessica technically called me and said, hey, you know, anyone who's haven't paid their rent, you know, tell them don't, because we're not taking nobody to court. We actually leave. And she told me the 27th, but it was the 17th. And that's because I worked in the office with them or we were friends. So I was privy to a lot of things that other people weren't.
All right.
So then I talked to them at RAM and they said, well, hey, we're not taking anybody to court either. And I'm like, which makes sense because we just won here.
They don't even.
And she said that Jessica said that they were throwing it all out.
Well, I'm trying. So there's a couple of things here because when I also look at, like, I don't have an updated balance on Mr. Fry. What do you have owing on Mr. Fry's case?
Showing
I need balances on Fry and Mr. Robinson.
for Fry, I'm showing $1,982. And costs $175. The total $2,157.
Okay.
So I
And
have
for
my
Mr.
ledger here, and it only says
Oh,
1,000.
hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on. Okay. I'm just trying to get what they have right
Okay,
now, and
sorry.
then I'll talk to you. So what do you have for Mr. Robbins?
Robinson. $7,138.
Okay. 7,000, go ahead. What
38 and then 175 in costs.
for a total?
7313.
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to figure out. Now, hold on. Mr. Fry, what were you gonna say about your ledger? And then I'll talk about the other three.
It just says issue a credit for a court order agreement, $1,000. It says minus 1,000, but negative 1,000, but I don't. That's what Ram printed up for me the other day when I went and got my key.
Okay. I don't, I have no idea what that means.
Okay.
So here's
I
the
was just bringing it
thing.
to
When
your
I drew
attention.
this out, when you got papers like that, I need you here in person so I can look at that
Yes, sir.
because and I get it while you're here. I get that. Okay. So so I don't know what that $1,000 means, but we're going to have to, you do?
Just on the ledger, they gave him a credit on December 31st, 2025, and it does comment on the credit is issue a credit for court order agreement. Because
And that was the court ordered agreement in circuit court.
I do not know, but he went into January with his credit, and then he did balance to begin until February 1st.
Okay.
Or the other one go back to like September.
Well, and that's okay. So, Mr. Fry, I'm going to tell you
Yes.
this. You continue to listen, but I'm going to take these one by one in this way. I'm adjourning this case to May 8th, 2026 at 12 noon. Now, I'll make certain comments regarding all the cases in a moment. Here's going to be my other problem with Mr. Robinson, Ms. Brown, and Ms. Sampson. It might be right. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how their balances got to that point. Because as I remember the Arbor One cases coming through, there's a period in time at which, unless they were in certain units, rent could not accumulate.
Correct.
So I don't know. When somebody gets up to 8,000, then 73, and then 64, Ms. Brown's in the best position at 6. I don't know how that happens. Now there may be a logical reason for it, right?
Oh.
On the face of it, I don't see that.
This hearing has just shifted from a routine eviction calendar into something much bigger. The judge isn't simply questioning the tenant's balances anymore. He's questioning whether these cases were even brought by the correct party in the first place. In landlord-tenant law, the plaintiff must have legal standing to file the action. And if the wrong entity files the case, or critical information has been left out, the entire proceeding can become a serious due process issue. That's why you're hearing the judge repeatedly question the management changes, the ownership records, and whether rent should have accumulated while portions of the property were allegedly out of compliance. Notice how he refuses to accept the numbers at face value. Instead of rushing to judgment, he's demanding documentation before making a decision that could affect multiple families. What do you think? Is this simply administrative confusion? Or does it suggest that something much more serious happened behind the scenes?
And I'm going to be blunt about it. If somebody files a case before me, they don't put the proper name down. They're putting somebody else's name down. And then I have tenants with these large balances in places that last I knew were condemned, but then some got temporary or got certificates, some got temporary certificates. I've got to be very suspicious.
Can I say something?
Can I stop you?
Yes.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I don't know everything, but I do know that they were charging me rent for 7 months before Jerry, the inspector, even told me to stop paying rent because I just go to work, go home, and don't call for nothing. So they actually owe me the same amount of money that they have on here saying that I owe. And I'm like, that is because I paid rent September, October, November, December, January, February, March, and even signed a new lease last April because they had me to sign a new lease. I'm like, wait a minute, because I was out the loop. I owned a home for 30 years. I don't know about this renting that well. So
I hear you. And what you're telling me the same, we're really saying the same thing.
Mhm.
You just have more in-depth knowledge because you were there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But see, but what I'm saying the same thing to you. I don't know however it was happening there. I just don't know how your balances get to this point.
Cause they just want our money.
Oh, well, I know why. Okay. Are you a student?
No.
No. You see, that'd be something a student would tell me. Why is your balance this high? Because they want my money. That's everything. Everybody want my money. All right. But
When I was saying when I was at court on April 10th that the balance is false. These
hold on. That's kind of what I'm getting. All
Mhm.
right. I'm getting at. I know you got a lot to tell me, but I gotta, when these cases left me, like I said, I was like, yay. and so, but something told me they were gonna be back. I just didn't know how they would come back. But you have to give me an opportunity just to catch up, kind of, because I got to figure out. I got to try to figure out where you guys have been, or anybody else that maybe become before me, and what your unit, what relation it may have to those larger cases in circuit and in federal court.
Yeah.
Okay, that's. Yeah. So understand, it's not that I don't want to hear you. I get part of it, but I gotta figure out where we're even starting from
Right.
before I can do anything. I will tell you this, that at least at this point, what I want you to do is the money that you be paying for rent, I want you just to hold it. Hear me? But don't be spending it.
I can't. I'm not even working no more. I'm waiting on disability, SSD.
Okay. So, but what I'm trying to tell you is right now till we get some of this,
Straightened out.
I pay it into the court if you think you can't hold it, but I want you just to hold your money for a moment.
Yep.
Okay. Um, Now, counsel, I don't know that you can figure this out, but
Just trying to think about that as you're talking. So I had left an email voicemail with that bottom end because I know they're handling circuit where I hadn't heard back. I don't know if I can look at Washtenaw County. I feel like I have to go out there and see that orders. If they had previous cases and they said they're not supposed to owe money,
Right.
I don't know how to track that down.
right. And the problem is I don't, and maybe you guys were, I don't know if you were in that last batch of Arbor One cases that came before me.
Oh, yeah.
Because either their cases at that juncture got dismissed
Mm-hmm.
or they were taken and they went, not the actual case, but jurisdiction over their units went up to the circuit court before Judge Conkey.
Yep.
And so you're right. They got to check that. And so that's one part of it that has to be checked. I've also got to have the proper party and interest as the plaintiff. So I'm going to need an amended complaint in any event. Because I don't.
Yeah, you said there's a federal piece?
Yeah, there somewhere, at least I had heard, I was not part of it and didn't talk to the federal judge involved, but when the case went up before Judge Conkey, part of that, I don't know who sent it there, might have been the owners of Arbor One, went to federal court. I don't think the federal court didn't accept jurisdiction. I think it took jurisdiction on a certain level with the Washtenaw County Circuit Court. That was my last understanding. And then what was that date? 2 weeks ago that we had Arbor One, or Tuesday. The last of the Arbor One cases that were before me were resolved with either the release of escrow or dismissal of those cases.
Right.
Definitely fine with the district.
Yeah, right. But then the circuit court one, I don't know. It's unclear to me who's supposed to be doing what and what they can do. Because certain restrictions were put on. So let me just say this, and I don't know this to be the case. It may, because I don't know that Beal is in that circuit court case named. I think it's Arbor One and then other people. What is really going to worry me is if in the circuit court case, Arbor One was not supposed to take action against the tenants except by requesting that in the circuit court, right? And that somebody decided to do it this way, not your firm, but that somebody decided to do it this way to get around that prohibition. That I hate throwing that out there because I sounds like I'm accusing somebody. But I'm not accusing anybody, but that's what it's looking like to me. And then let me just say that, and then all of a sudden, once that happens, the people that may be responsible for doing that all of a sudden disappear.
Hmm.
And I somebody else. Yeah. I was born, but not yesterday. All right. So I'm gonna put everybody's case over. Would 2 weeks be enough time for you to try to figure all that out?
So
All right.
I was in contact with Judge Clinkeef's for. He gave me the contact information for the law firm. So hopefully I can.
For Bodman? Okay.
So he said they would be most knowledgeable about it.
That is true, but Bodman represents Arbor One. Let me just say that there was another law firm that represented Beal when the cases were before me.
Yeah. I mean, Ventura was telling me that.
Yes, and I can't recall who it was. They appeared a number of times because there was this huge management agreement first time around.
I probably got it in an email.
What'd you say?
I'm sure I got it in an email because I was following close with everything with the union and just everything that was going on.
Okay, and
So.
I don't need new numbers on Brown and Sampson at this point because I don't believe the numbers that are there. So no need to give me another number. I don't believe it. Because I don't know how they would get there.
So they're just going, they're all starting in October,
October of,
just so you're.
Yep, when I had my baby.
hold on a second. And
Yes, you're right.
when did those Arbor One cases that were before us start? Yeah, no. The last group that then,
I want to say 2020.
Yes.
so was there, then there would have had to been something in, there would have had to been something prior then to October 25 that would have given them the authority to proceed on the cases.
Order to.
Right, but I don't know what that is.
Well, I have to go to the circuit court. No, in that circuit court case, is it just Arbor One that's named, or are there in any of these individuals?
Oh, it's Arbor One and then the underlying management company, and then
Like,
yeah, if you were able to do a search and it says Arbor One or Arbor One West, you'll find the case. The other place you might be able to reach out to, I don't know how much, is the Washington County Prosecutor's Office. Why they were involved, who knows? I'm not sure that, but they would have some information. They initiated part of the suit that was at circuit.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So I'm adjourning all of these over to May 8th, 2026 at 12 noon. And then hopefully, folks, we will, I don't know that I'll have answers, but somehow or another, these pleadings have to be amended because I can't have them in this fashion.
I will definitely do that. You kind of investigating.
Okay.
And even in trying to apply for other places to go, this is like coming up on a record.
Yeah.
So,
Arbor One.
yeah. So.
Okay, so I know, and I'm gonna try to say this as nicely as I can. When people started intruding, when I had the 40, 50 cases that I had, whatever, people started intruding on a other level. They weren't taking into account what was going to happen to the people that those cases represented.
Mhm.
Because they don't understand it, because unlike me, they don't deal with it every week, right? And so what ends up happening is you guys end up having, I'll call it collateral damage,
Mm.
while these people are going on arguing about everything. And as you try to get yourself out of there, nobody's paying attention to the fact that you got a case in your name that looks like something happened that may not have happened.
Right. So,
Correct.
Hence why they leave it to district court judges to handle. But
yes.
I'm not, sometimes it's not my issue. I just do the best I can. All right. Any of you guys have any other questions?
I didn't hear the next court date.
May 8th.
Okay.
May 8th at noon.
Okay.
Okay.
Can it be Zoomed, Your Honor?
Can it be Zoom? Not if you're going to talk about papers and then can't hand it to me.
Yes, sir. I'll take off.
All right. What, you don't want to come down here and see me? What have you done?
I come see you, man.
No,
I come see
I
you.
don't know what, you must have done something.
Come on. Come on. I thought we was buddies.
All right. If you file the paperwork, we'll consider Zoom, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Robinson, you good? All right. Yes, sir. At noon. Thank you. Thank you, folks.
Thank
Have a
you.
good weekend.
You guys do the same.
Bye-bye.
That all I have, ladies. Thank goodness. Thank you, everyone.
What started as a handful of eviction cases ended with the judge questioning the very foundation of the lawsuits themselves. Instead of accepting disputed rent balances, confusing management changes, and uncertain ownership records at face value, the court pressed pause until the proper plaintiff, accurate accounting, and the full legal picture could be verified. That's exactly how the justice system is supposed to work. When the facts don't add up, the court's job is to slow everything down before anyone's rights are affected. For the tenants, this wasn't a final victory or defeat, but it was an opportunity to have their concerns fully examined before any ruling is made. It'll be interesting to see what happens once the amended filings and additional records are brought back before the court. What do you think? Was the judge right to halt these cases, or should the court have ruled immediately? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy real courtroom drama explained with clear legal insight, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another fascinating courtroom moment.